morning. What session have been taken by sir yesterday? What session happened yesterday? History. Okay. All right. So, history, geography, polity, and economy. Okay. These are your 4 pillar subjects. Pillar subjects means all other subjects are based on these basic understanding. Okay. For example, environment and ecology. So for proper understanding of environment and ecology, you need a proper understanding of geography. Okay. And sometimes government makes certain laws in order to protect environment. So how these laws are being made, with what purpose, you should also have a knowledge of polity. Fine. And if government want to environment, law is being made, fine. Now government have to spend the money, fine, in order to protect. So for that purpose, you should also have a good understanding of economy also. Now, if I will talk about economy, first thing which you have to keep in your mind very clearly, like economics and economy. Right? So your syllabus is not on economics, it is actually on Indian economy. Fine. So your syllabus is of Indian economy, and you will find this Indian economy not only in the prelims exam, mains exam. In fact, you can expect minimum 3 to 4 questions in your interview also on topics. Though you have shown your skills in the prelims exam and mains examination, but they always test at least 2 to 3 questions they will ask you on the Indian economy. Okay. Now, if you will see from the exam perspective, as we know that prelims and mains. Fine. Here, syllabus is given. Interview, of course, it's a personality test, so they are going to ask questions from the different areas. But in the case of prelims and mains examination, if you will see in the prelims examination, general studies paper have how many questions? 100 questions. 100 questions are there. In mains, general studies is divided into 4 papers, each of how much? 250 marks. And economy come under GS paper 3. Fine. Economy comes under GS paper 3. And if you will see this 4 GS paper pattern, this 4 GS paper pattern was introduced by UPSC in year 2013. Before that, there was a 2 general studies paper, but from 2013 onwards, under the new examination scheme, they have introduced 4 general studies paper, each of 250 marks. So in GS paper 3, apart from economy, security, science and technology, disaster management, fine, these are also part of your syllabus. Now, GS paper 3, as I said that, economy, security, science and technology, environment and disaster management. So in this way, this is the scheme of GS paper 3. And if you see how many questions they are asking in the economy, first of all, let's discuss about GS paper 3 means mains scheme. And here, as I said that question paper is of 250 marks. And if you will see from 2013 onwards, fine, 2013 onwards, till then 2025. If you see in this journey of 12 years under the new syllabus, they have asked questions from economy somewhere around 75 marks minimum, 210 marks. Fine. So minimum 75 marks worth question out of 250 you will get from where? Economy. Fine. Economy. Acha. Economics is a subject. Fine. Subject. And its application. Its application in the Indian context is like Indian economy. So, for example, how price increases. Fine. How price increases. So, we study this thing in the economy, why and how price increases. And when we study the same thing in the context of India, so that will be Indian economic issue. How price in general increases, fine, and how price are increasing in the Indian context, that is what? Indian economy. So basically, to understand Indian economy, you should have basic understanding of what? Economics. So we are going to have basic understanding of economics, and with that we will focus on Indian economy. Okay, so as I said that in the mains examination, they do ask somewhere around 75 marks to 110 marks. But if you see latest trend, fine, 2020 onwards. So from 2020 onwards, they usually somewhere around 80 to 90 marks worth question they do ask from the economy. And one more thing which is being observed now these days, UPSC is trying to become more interdisciplinary in the nature. Interdisciplinary in the nature means something may be considered as a topic of polity. Okay. Now, if you can answer, federalism is a polity topic or economic topic? Federalism. Do you understand what is federalism is? Huh? Any idea? So like we do have a central government, we do have a state government, fine. So when state units, means state government and central government cooperate each other, fine, cooperate each other, and they do have their own set of powers. Government of India can make law in certain areas, state government can also make law in the certain areas. That is basically called federalism. So who can make law in what context? That is typical part of polity. But when it is fiscal federalism, means who can impose tax on what? Central government can impose a tax or state government can impose a tax. When petrol diesel is being sold in Telangana, who can impose a tax on it? Central government or state government? Central government or state government? Is it GST or not? Huh? On petrol diesel there is a GST or not? No. On the sale of petrol and diesel there is no GST. The tax system what we do have before GST came into 2017. So before GST, what taxes system was there, same tax system is still applicable on sale of petrol, diesel, liquor and electricity. We will understand why. But as of right now, on the sale of petrol, diesel, both center and state applies their own taxes. Both applies their own taxes. And that is why you will find that the price of the petrol diesel in your state might be different from the other state. A very funny example. Delhi and UP and Haryana. Fine. So what happened? In Delhi, petrol price, I'm telling you just about, it's more than 12 years back, right? When I was in Delhi. So what happened? Delhi government have increased the tax on the petrol diesel. Fine. They have increased the tax on the petrol diesel. So the petrol at that time it was 80 rupees per liter. So in Delhi, it became 83 rupees per liter. And if you will cross and reach to Noida, which comes under the jurisdiction of Uttar Pradesh, petrol price is still how much? 80 rupees. Fine. So in the evening, you can see that if you are living nearby area in any high-rising building, you can see that a lot of people are going to where? Noida. They fill the tank and they will again take a U-turn and come back. If you are living nearby to the Uttar Pradesh border, like Noida, you will go there and you will pick petrol and you will come back. So tax is a matter of discussion between both center and state. Fine. So certain taxes can be imposed by only center. Certain taxes can be imposed only by state. For example, agriculture. So when people will earn the income from agriculture, only state government can impose a tax. Whereas if you are earning income by any other means, only central government can impose a tax. But if income is being generated through agriculture, it can be taxed only by state government. Central government is not allowed as per law. Fine. But again, do you know majority of our influential people are by nature farmers? Most of the influential people, even many of the politicians, they are also businessmen, fine, actors, actresses. If you see their income tax profile, fine, if you see their income tax profile, majority of them, they are farmer on that tax. Reason? Because if you are earning income through what? Agriculture. Who can tax? State government can tax. But till this date, no state ever have imposed any tax on agricultural income. Fine. So if you want, your income cannot be taxed. The income should come from where? Agriculture. Central government will not impose and state governments are not imposing. But question arises, why? Because if you see, majority of the farmers in India, they are either small or marginal farmers. When I say small and marginal, that doesn't mean that according to the height. Fine. Small and marginal means those farmers who have land holding less than 2 hectares. So, majority of the farmers, in fact, 80% of the farmers in India, they are small and marginal farmers. So, government feel that it is not appropriate to tax their income because already they are earning very less income. And that is why tax is not being imposed on what? Agricultural income. And people take benefit of it, becoming what? Farmers on the paper. Fine. Have you ever heard the word Benami property? How many of you have heard the name Benami property? What is Benami? Do you understand the meaning of Benami? What is the meaning of Benami? Huh? Property is on? So it should be others' names property while Benami property.
To reduce the tax.
To reduce the tax.
So less.
What exactly Benami means? This is actually Hindi word. Benami. Fine. Benami is basically coming from a property which do not have any name. But how it is possible? How a property can be there without any holder? Fine. All these properties are held by some person. Either government is holding or some person is holding the property. So how it is possible if property is held by no one? Because Benami means no one. So what is Benami? So actually what happened? Fine. How it happens? Some corrupt person has accumulated good amount of money through corruption. Fine. Now he want to save his money from taxation. Fine. And he want to not show he have accumulated that amount of income through the corrupt practices. So he want to invest that money in the land. Fine. So what he did, he created a artificial identity. Fine. Tukaram. Fine. Now this Tukaram has forged Aadhaar card, PAN card, but the real Tukaram exists nowhere. But on his name, property papers are ready. Fine. Property papers are ready, and the property on his name. But all the property paper, property tax, each and everything is paid by this person, person A. So person A involved in the deep corruption. He accumulated good amount of money, and that money he have utilized in order to purchase the landed property. Now this landed property is the name of whom? Tukaram. TR. So Tukaram. So property is in the name of Tukaram. But the Tukaram nowhere exists. That is called what? Benami property. So property is the name of some person, but that person do not exist. And this is why usually the price of land, you know that the property price, the land price is fixed by whom? Who fixes the price of the land? Government fix. And state government fix the price of land. Fine. Which is called as circle rate. Fine. Circle rate. Circle rate means, for example, Ashok Nagar. So in the Ashok Nagar, what will be the price of 1 square feet? So 1 square feet land will be at what price? Fine. It will be fixed by whom? State government, and on the behalf of state government, 𝐃𝐨𝐻𝐿. Fine. So they will fix the circle rate. Now circle rate is fixed. But interestingly, if you see that what government price is. So suppose government price is 1,000 rupees. Fine. Government price is 1,000 rupees. But when you will go and try to purchase the land, might be land price will be 4,000 rupees. Government has set the price how much? 1,000 rupees. But the same land is sold in the market at what price? 4,000 rupees. Reason? Reason? Why it is being sold at a very high price? Huh? See, here the basic principle of economics work. That is called demand and supply principle. If the demand of anything is going to rise, but its supply is limited, then price will increase. So when you go to any tourist place and you want to eat Maggi, is it going to be 20 rupees or sometimes 200 rupees? 200 rupees. Why? Yes. So what happens, especially in the case of land? People, by doing wrong activities, accumulated huge amount of money. Fine? Huge amount of money. And with that huge amount of money, they created what property? Benami property. So because of this Benami property, fine, because of this Benami property, the demand of the land is consistently on what? Increasing. And because demand of the land is consistently on the rise, the price of the land is also going to rise. Understood? Now see, whenever government is going to say we want to take this land for this project. People are happy or they are going to agree on it. If government is going to take their land, they are going to be happy or they are going to agree in general. Angry. Why? Because their land is going to be taken by the government. That is not main reason. The main reason is government says that we will take your land and we will compensate you. We will take your land and we will compensate you. And we will give additional benefit to you. Now the land price as per the government rate is how much? How much? 1,000. So as per government price is 1,000 rupees. Fine. And government is also saying that we will pay 50% additional. So actually government is going to pay how much? Or even government said that 100%. So what is the land price plus 100% additional compensation? So you are going to get how much? 2,000 rupees per square feet. But actual market price is how much? 4,000 per square feet. So do you think people are going to be happy with that? Absolutely not. Absolutely, they are not. So see, with this simple concept of demand and supply, we just try to understand why sometimes land acquisition in India, even for very important project, is going to be problematic. Because people are going to face loss. But do you know that in some area people are very happy? Why people are very happy? Because in some areas, people do not want to invest their money in the land. Fine. If you are having a land, fine, in Hyderabad city, and if you are having a land 100 kilometers away from the Hyderabad city, which land is going to be more costly? Which is the Hyderabad city or which is 100 kilometers away from the Hyderabad city? Which one is going to be more costly? Hyderabad city or 100 kilometers away from the Hyderabad city? Hyderabad city. Why? All the amenities are available. Airport is available. Fine. Train station is available. Better hospitals are available. Pizza is available. Fine. Everything is available at ease. But if you are 100 kilometers away from the city, many of the amenities might be not available. Fine. So, suppose this is your Hyderabad city. Fine. This is your Hyderabad city and this is the location. This is the location. Fine. Now, government of India have announced, we are going to connect Pune city with Hyderabad city. Pune city with Hyderabad city. Pune is here. And we are going to connect Pune and Hyderabad through bullet train network. And that bullet train network will pass from here. Now tell me, the price of the land will be remain same or is going to increase or it is going to jump? Increase or jump? It is going to jump. Why it is going to jump? The reason is, the moment the bullet train is going to pass from this area, 100 kilometer distance is going to shrink in just 15 to 20 minutes. So you can come to Hyderabad city on daily basis, do your work, and by the evening you can go to your place. And as near the land to this bullet train network station, the price will be high or low? High. Do you know that this concept was given by 18th century economist? And his name is David Ricardo. And still that law is known as Ricardian theory of rent. Okay, Ricardian theory of rent. Now understand this. He said that if it's a river, fine, it's a river, and if this land is small, this land is big, A, B. Which land is going to be more costly? A. But if you see the size of which land is bigger? B. But A is going to be more costly. Why? It is near to river, fresh water is available. Any industrial activity is going to be more easier, and that is why the rent of the land is not based on the size. The rent of the land is based on its economic utility. Okay? The rent is based on what? Economic utility. So if the economic utility is high, rent is also high. If the economic utility is less, rent is also going to less. Majority of you are going to stay in the hostels to continue your journey. How many of you are going to live in the hostel? Okay, majority of you are going to live in the hostel. So if you will search the hostel near to this premises, rent or the charges they are going to ask you to pay for that pigeonhole. That pigeonhole, how many of you are already living in the hostel? So it's a room or pigeonhole? It's a proper room or pigeonhole? Look like a room, but actually it is what? Pigeonhole. Okay? Like people have some pet pigeons, so they will create holes, and in that people are going to put those pigeons, and that is why it's like a pigeonhole. Fine. So tell me, if you will, means before staying in that hostel, you must have searched for the rooms. Fine. So what you found? The rent is near to this premises is low, or rent is low away from this premises? Away from this premises. Why? Because if it is away, you have to spend more time to walk and come to the class. Suppose that 10 minutes walk, 5 minutes walk, 15 minutes walks. 15-minute walk one way. Half an hour daily, and you will get exhausted also. Fine. Whereas if you are staying nearby only, you woke up in the morning and you directly come to where? Class. Why? Within 2 to 3 minutes. The rent will be what? High. Fine. So the theory given by David Ricardo in 18th century still exists. Fine, in the different form. So Ricardian theory of rent is a theory of economics. But we will see in the subject of economy also. If economic utility is not there, then the rent will what? Decrease. And the price will also decrease. So the area which is having less utility, people are not interested. So now, suppose a person who is living in this area, and it is not a proper urban area. Fine, not a proper urban area. Now government says that we want to create a highway from this area. Fine, a new highway we are going to construct. Fine. So these people whose land is in this area, it will be taken by whom? Government, and government will also pay compensation. Though the circle rate here was at 500 rupees, but still people are not interested. Now government says that because we have to construct what? Highway. We have to construct what? Highway. And because of the highway, we are going to compulsory acquire your land. But don't worry, we will pay you the circle rate plus 100% compensation. 100% compensation. Now the person whose land was here, he was earlier trying to sell his land. No one was interested. Now who is going to purchase his land? Government. and government is going to pay how much? 1,000 rupees. Fine. 1,000 rupees. Now he become what? Rich. Now he become rich. Why he become rich? Because he got a better deal from whom? Government. Better deal from government. And these people are most happy. These people are most happy. Why? Because once the highway will go, lot of developmental activities will happen and their land price is going to what? Increase. Fine. The land price is going to what? Increase. Fine. So this is how sometimes prosperity come in that way also. Classic example in Delhi NCR region. Fine. Gurugram, Noida. Fine. All these. And do you know that even in your Hyderabad city, all these high-tech city area, people usually do not want to go after 7. So once the dark will be there, people will avoid. So if you are leaving your home at 4 and you are going to that region, people say, no, don't go. After dark, it is very risky. Now, those people are having that amount of money, they are not able to understand what to do with that money. They're not able to understand what to do with that money. So, my point here is, if you understand the law of economics, fine, it will be very easy for you to understand how economy works. So, this subject of economy is considered as a most feared subject. History, geography, polity, other subjects. And I have seen even the students, when they are reading a newspaper, first page they are interested, second page, third page. When the economic page, they will not even see what is there. Turn the page. Dikhna hi nahi hai. Why? Because you do not understand. And reason, majority of the students are coming from the science stream or arts stream. Even arts, majority of the people try to skip the economics. They will go for history, political science and other things. Fine. Commerce people, they study but they are not interested. Fine. How many of you are from commerce background? Commerce background? Till the end, commerce background. Okay. Graduation? Who have economics in a graduation? 1, 2. 2 people. Okay. All the questions will be asked from these people only. Because they already have what? Economics as a background. No, I'll not do that. So see, out of all these people, only 2 people are having proper background in economics. So when you come to the class, everyone is having a fear. How I will understand? But my point to you is, if you will understand basic laws of economics, it is going to be very easy for you to understand. But if you will not pay attention to basic laws, then it is going to be total loss for you also. So economics, especially in the prelims exam, because in the prelims exam, question is fundamentally conceptual in the nature. They will more focus on whether you understand the concept or not. So economics is like either 0 or 2 marks. Very less chance of negative. No 0.66 negative. See, 33% is going to be reduced of every marks, every question, if you will wrongly attempt a question. So negative marking is there. So which one is better? 0 or negative?
0.
0 is better than what? Negative. So the idea is, economics is a highly conceptual subject. So if your fundamentals are solid and strong, out of 18 questions, 15 to 16 you can easily attempt. I'm talking very practically. Fine. Out of 18, 16 you can attempt. I will consider 1 or 2 you are going to make wrong. Fine. Because human. Fine. Human factor. So still you can go for 15, 14 questions. So net 14 is 28 marks. So economy can give you 28 marks without reducing factor. Now, suppose I'll not say any other subject, but imagine a subject is giving you 30 questions. Economy is giving you 16 to 18 questions. Other subject is giving you 30 questions. But in that 30 question subject, 10 questions if they will went wrong because the subject is not conceptual in the nature, memory based. Fine. And out of 30, if 10 went wrong, 20 went correct, then still you are in the more loss than the profit. So my point is, economy in the prelims exam is going to give you how much? 16 to 18 question on an average. Sometimes it may further go to 20 to 22 questions. 20 to 22 questions will be there. Fine. And in the worst case, 14, 15 questions will be there. But on an average, every year in the prelims exam, you are going to get 16 to 18 questions. And what they do, they focus in prelims exam, concept plus current affairs. But current affairs, you will able to understand only what you understood, the conceptual part correctly. So if you have a solid understanding of the concept part, then whatever is happening in the current phase, it is not going to create a challenge for you. So conceptual understanding and current. So what we usually do in the class, when we take any topic, for example, monetary policy. So we will first understand what is it, how it came into the picture, how it works. Then I am going to let you know in past 2 years how monetary policy have moved in India and what is a current trajectory of monetary policy, why government is taking this thing, why RBI is doing in this way. So we will connect the core with current so that your best understanding will be developed. And we will also let you know what to read and what to not read. So, regarding current affairs, have you got any input from someone? What to do for current affairs? Any input how to handle the current affairs? No? How to handle the current affairs? Okay. How to handle the current affairs? How many of you are reading newspaper on daily basis? No one is reading newspaper. Chalo, take oath. Take oath. From today onwards, I will daily read the newspaper. It is an oath. If you want to clear the civil service exam, newspaper reading is non-negotiable. Like you do the toothbrush in a day, you must read the newspaper. Sir, बहुत बड़ा होता है. हाँ तो fine. Civil services is not an easy exam. If you feel something easy and like some easy go thing, then go and prepare for the SSC exam. UPSC is not an easy exam. It's a systematic exam that need an effort. And newspaper reading is non-negotiable, compulsory. How to read? We will let you know. We will discuss the newspaper for next few days, and especially I will let you know how to filter out certain news in the newspaper. I'll show you the newspaper on the screen, and I am going to let you know what to read, what not to read. On an average, in every newspaper, somewhere around 35 to 60 different type of news are there. But out of that, only 12 to 15 news are worth to read for the civil services. So 12 to 15 articles are worth to read. Now, one myth I would like to burst. Usually, everyone is going to suggest you, do not miss the editorials. Right? Everyone will suggest you, do not miss the editorials. In the newspaper, editorials are being written by the most skilled people of that newspaper company. The most skilled people who are having enough knowledge, experience, they will write. So you will understand editorial only when you have clear understanding of the concept related to it. Your first approach towards the newspaper should be what it is, why, and how. So rather than too much worried about the editorial, try to understand what is it, why is it, how it is. So these three magic words you should focus, and that will help you to build what? The concept. That will help you to build your concept. And when you will build your concept, then the current understanding will be consolidated and the reading of the editorials are going to be easy. So as a beginner, I am not expecting from you to read the editorial. If you want to read, you can read. But major focus should be on what, why, and how. Fine. So, for example, government is going to create a transshipment hub in Nicobar Islands. So, why Nicobar Islands? How? Fine. How? And what is transshipment hub? What is transshipment hub? And why government want to create at where? Nicobar Islands. They can create Andhra Pradesh also. They can create in Kerala also. They can create in Mumbai because we have long coastline. We have very long coastline. So you can create anywhere. Why here only? Why here only? Fine. So see, I'll show you through map. Fine. Now here we do have our Nicobar Islands. Fine. Here. Now if you see this part, China is here. Fine. Japan is here. So this is one of the most important trade route. Fine. One of the most important trade route. In fact, 70% of the world trade, 70% passes through this route. Okay? So, have you understood the geographical importance of this route? Because this route is highest density of sea-based trade. World's 94% trade, 94% trade of goods and services happen through ship. Fine, sea rather than air. So majority of the trade happen through sea, and out of that, more than 70% happen through this route. Okay. Now understand what is transshipment hub. Fine. Transshipment hub. Ships are of uniform size, or some are the small, medium, and big, or very big. There are some ships which are small, there are some of medium size, there are big, and they are huge one. Very big. Fine, very big ships. Till then now, in India, we do not have any port which can handle very big ships. Very big ship we cannot handle. Fine, we cannot handle. So what happened? Now, because we do not have any bigger ship to handle, so if we are exporting anything, suppose to UAE, fine, we want to export mangoes to UAE, fine, 10 tons of mangoes are going to export at where? UAE. And for that, we need a huge ship. But that ship cannot land, or that ship cannot dock any of the existing ports in India. It cannot dock. So what will happen? From Andhra Pradesh, it will go where? Colombo. And in that Colombo port, the biggest ship can dock, and in that ship, mangoes are going to be loaded again, and then it will go where? UAE. Other option, you can send your small ship where? Directly to where? UAE. So now, if you are, tell me one thing, here, sharing auto system is there or not? Sharing auto. So if you will hire for on your own, or hire for sharing basis, when you have to pay more? For single one or sharing basis, when you have to pay more? Single one. The same concept work here. So because you are going to send single purpose ship, it is going to be more logistic cost. But what you have did, you have sent it where? Sri Lanka, or you have sent where? Singapore. So it will go first where? Singapore, then it will go where? This system is called as transshipment. You are importing something, but because the bigger ship cannot dock at your port, so that ship will go where? Either it will go to Sri Lanka, or it will go to where? Singapore. Now what India is going to do? Now India is going to develop, fine, India is going to develop a port here. Fine. Now what India was getting dependent on others, now India is going to do the same. Now India can compete with which port? India can compete with Colombo port and Singapore ports. Because if we are going to have a bigger project or bigger shipyard at where? Transshipment at where? Nicobar. Then the same thing we can offer to other countries. Plus, our cargo cost is going to rise or fall. Our cargo cost is going to rise or fall. Fall. Why it will fall? Because now even the bigger ship can dock at where? In our port. So we need not to pay to whom? Sri Lanka. We need not to pay whom? Singapore. So our cost is going to significantly decrease. So for any bigger economy to grow, fine, to grow, infrastructure should be top notch. So tell me one thing, if a train will start its journey from Hyderabad to Delhi, how much time it will take if it is a goods train? Goods train. How much time it will going to take? I'll give you the clue. We can calculate roughly it is a 1500 kilometer from Delhi to Hyderabad or Hyderabad to Delhi 1500 kilometer. And if you will go by 100 kilometer per hour, 15 hours, but you will take halt and something like that. How much? 20 hours or 24 hours. Fine. So if you are having an average speed of 50 kilometer per hour, you have having the average speed of how much? 50 kilometer, 50, and you have to cover how much? 1500 kilometer. How much? Somewhere around 40 to 45 hours, means roughly 4 days. What if you have average speed of 11 kilometer per hour? If you have an average speed of 11 kilometer per hour, then how much you are going to take? At least 16 to 18 days. So imagine 1500 kilometer journey by Indian goods train is going to cover 1500 kilometer in roughly 30 to 40 days. Whereas a Chinese goods train is going to complete the same journey in how much? Is going to cover the same journey in 3 days. Fine? In 3 days. So tell me, whose product is going to cheap and whose product is going to be costly? Chinese product is going to be cheap or Indian product is going to be cheap? Chinese. Why? The logistic cost. Logistic means when you purchase raw material and you have to sell the finished goods. So factories will receive what? Raw material, and factories will dispatch what? Finished goods. But if the dispatching is taking time and more money, then your product is not going to compete in the international market at better price. So this is why infrastructure project is important. Okay? So all these things we have to understand in 2 ways. Fine. One, the theory model. Now, let's focus on this Nicobar project. Now, Nicobar project, government, do you understood why government want the Nicobar project? Why we need a Nicobar project? Understood or not? Understood? Now, the thing is, this project cost ₹60,000 crores. Fine. So what do you think? Government should develop this project or private sector should develop this project? Government should develop this project or private sector develop this project? What is your opinion? It should be developed by a private sector or government sector? Public-private partnership, government or private sector? Public-private partnership, one option. Private sector, another option. Government is another option. I will tell you the pros and cons of all three sectors. Fine. First, government sector. So, government sector, government is going to bear all the expenses. Fine. And government is not have like something crunch of the money. Government have good amount of the money. So, government can easily build this project. But you know that how government agencies work. The work assigned to complete in 5 years, it may be not going to be completed even in 15 years. And project which is supposed to complete in 5 years, how much cost? 60,000 crore. And if project is not going to be get completed in 5 years, and it got delayed by how much? 10 years. The project cost is going to fall or is going to rise? Rise. So shall we go for the government project? No. Now let's see the private sector. Private sector works on efficiency. They know that they will get how much? 60,000 crore from whom? Government, in order to develop that project. So private sector will develop the project within 5 years. But government will give the money when the project is completed. So initially who has to spend the money? Initially, who have to spend the money? Private sector has to spend the money. So, do you think private sector can have that huge amount of money on its own? No. So, they have to go for loan. Loan from whom? Bank. And bank will say that, okay, I'll give you the money. But what is the guarantee? If you will not repay the money, from whom I am going to get my money? Do you have any guarantee? This project is actually of whom? Government. Land is owned by whom? Government. So if land is owned by the government, project is of the government, only developed by whom? Private sector. So bank, do you think bank is going to give the loan? Bank will not give the loan to private company. They will say that, why I will give you the money? You do not own the land. So tomorrow if you will fail to repay, how I will recover my money? So private sector can do very efficiently. But private sector is going to face what crisis? Funding crisis. Government have abundant amount of money to spend, but government is facing what crisis? Efficiency crisis. Now what came? Public-private partnership. Earlier, if government is not going to complete the project on time, who can be blamed? Government. If private sector is not doing, then who can be blamed? Private sector only. But now project is under what? Public-private partnership. Who will be blamed? If you blame private sector say that government is not releasing the money. Government said that I have released the money, they are not completing it. So public-private sector model 50-50 also creates a problem. Okay. So what economists have suggested, build, operate and transfer. Project is of whom? Government. Imagine you want to create a highway from Hyderabad to Vijayawada. Fine? A new, brand new highway we want to create. Not highway, expressway. Project costs 6,000 crores. Government invited private companies. GMR came forward and they said that we will develop. Government said, okay, you can build, you can operate for next 25 years. Means project will be built by whom? GMR. And once the expressway will be built between Hyderabad to Vijayawada, that expressway is going to be operated by whom? That GMR company for next 25 years. And in that 25 years, whatever the toll collection will be there, it will go to whose pocket? GMR's pocket, so that GMR, whatever the money they have spent on the project, they can recover and make some profits. After 25 years, they will hand over project back to whom? Government. Now, because build and operate, now GMR can go where? GMR can go to the bank. But bank says, still, do you own it? You are going to build it. You are going to operate it. But is it your? Is it your? Still not. So bot is going to fail. Boot will come. Build, own, operate, transfer. So government is going to lease the entire project for how many years? 25 years. Ownership is granted to whom? GMR. Now GMR is going to the bank and GMR is going to say that, you see, that land belongs to us for next 25 years. We want loan from you for next 7 years. We will repay you in next 7 years. Now you can give me the money. Of course, bank give the money right now. Why? Because the money given to those who are owning that land. So first came PPP, 50-50 model. Then what came? Bot came. When bot problem came, then what came? Boot model came. Now, one more issue. Government is saying that build highway in this way. GMR is saying that in this way better. So government is saying that built in this way. Sorry, GMR. Government is saying that built in this way. So now GMR want to build in this way because GMR want to connect this city also. Because it's a good connectivity with both cities, Hyderabad as well as Vijayawada. Government want to connect with only Vijayawada to Hyderabad. Now there is a tension between whom? The design. Who will design? Government said that I will design. Private sector says that no, I will design. So finally government said, okay, fine. Go ahead. Design, build, own, operate, and then transfer. So now government today will say that we want to construct a expressway between whom? Vijayawada and Hyderabad. Now companies will come with their design, their business model. I want this highway for 20 years, I want this highway for 25 years, and in this way, I am going to build. So now government just have to announce, we want what? This highway. Fine. We want this highway. Private companies will come with what? Design, build, own, operate, and transfer. Fine. DBOOT. So from where we have started? Government project, private sector project, PPP, BOT, BOOT, DBOOT. Understood? Abhi dekho. Understand one case. What happened? Have you understood this? Now see what happened. These are the two cities. Highways being constructed. Vijayawada and Hyderabad. Government have given right for how many years? 25 years. Project cost was how much? 6,000 crores. This project, highway project, that transshipment hub is 60,000 crores, but this highway project is how much? 6,000 crores. Fine. So government thought that this company will construct this highway, and after that, for how many years they will operate? 25 years they will operate. Highway got constructed in 3 years. It got constructed in 3 years. Now, this company have put 3 toll plazas. And in very first year only, company have received 1,000 crore worth toll. Company is very happy. Why? Because now they are going to get a good amount of toll in next 25 years. First year, how much? 1,000 crore. They spend how much? 6,000 crores. And in next 25 years, they are going to make how much? 25,000 crores. And government is like, mistake ho gaya. That project should be developed by us. Fine. Now government want to connect Vijayawada with Vizianagaram. Vijayawada with whom? Vizianagaram. This time government said, we will develop this project. We will not give any to private sector. Fine, we will not give to the private sector. Now government have developed this. Fine, and government have spent 7,000 crores. And government is also expecting paise honge. How much we are going to get? 1,000 crore at least a year. First year of operation, government have received only 200 crores. Second year, 100 crores. 200 crores. 100, 200, 100, 200. Now government is scratching his head. In this way, in next 25 years, we are not even able to recover how much we have spent. So when any infrastructure project is there is a risk. Whether that project is going to be successful, then private sector is going to enjoy. And if private sector, that project is not going to work, then you are going to lose your money. So now, understand this. Government want to connect city A with city B. Distance 200 kilometers. Project expressway. Cost 9,000 crores. Private sector is nervous. If they will spend and it's not going to work, they will lose the money. And if it is going to work and they are going to make good amount of money, then who will lose? Government will lose. Fine. So this is why you came with hybrid annuity model. Ham. Not chicken ham. Fine. Ham. Hybrid annuity model. अब देखो ये मॉडल कैसे वर्क करता है. In the simplest way. Government will say that build this project. Build this project. Fine. Build a project. And you will not collect the toll. We will collect the toll. We will collect the toll. And whatever the toll collection will be there, you will get every year how much? 700 crores from us. Even if it is less, you will get how much? 700 crores. But if something is higher, then it will go to whose pocket? Of course, government pocket. Now, here, either you can go for the risk of what? I will develop completely under DBOOT. I will design, I will build, I will operate, I will own, and then I will transfer after 25 years. Or you can go for what model? HAM. You will develop, you will design, you will develop, you will operate, but toll is collected by whom? Government will collect the toll. And government is assuring to give you who? How much? 700 crores. So, who is bearing the risk actually here? Who is bearing the risk? Government is bearing the risk. And because government is bearing the risk, private sector is going to step forward to develop the project. And this is why in past 10 years, the highways, the expressways comes very fast pace. So a change in the approach have completely transformed the highway construction in India. From where? Public Work Department. Do you know this department? PWD. Fine. NHAI. National Highway Authority of India. Fine. Then what came? PPP came. Then GMR came. L&T came. Many companies will came. And with this PPP, then BOT came, BOOT came, DBOOT came. But finally, majority of the projects are working on what model? Hybrid annuity model. So this is how the infrastructure projects works in the country. Have you understood what is a hybrid annuity model? So you have to develop, but your finances are being guaranteed by whom? Government. Now, if this highway is going to collect only 600 crore, then loss for whom? Government. But if highway is going to collect 1200 crores, then government is going to ultimately be profit. Understood? Fine. Understood now? Now see, there is already one highway between city C and city D. Already one highway. But this highway, considering the traffic between these two cities, this highway looks not good. That need to be upgraded. That need to be made better. So government says that we want to monetize this highway. Government said that we want to monetize this highway. So what do you mean by monetize this highway? Monetize this highway means government is going to announce we want to redevelop this highway. We want redevelop this highway on what model? HAM model. What is a HAM? Hybrid annuity model. Fine. Hybrid annuity model. Annuity basically annual payments. Fine. Annual payments. Hybrid annuity model. Okay. Hybrid annuity model. So those private sector companies who are interested, they can come forward. They can come forward. So this is the new highway or expansion of existing highway? Expansion of existing highway. So few years back, government have launched a program that is called as National Monetization Pipeline. National Monetization Pipeline. Have you ever heard this word? National Monetization Pipeline? No. See, in India, we already have, before that, understand projects. One project is called as Greenfield project and other is called as Brownfield project. Now, what is Greenfield project and what is Brownfield project? Suppose this is already existing highway, fine, and you want to upgrade it. So it will be called as Brownfield project. Now, from this to city M, there is no connecting highway, no project is there. Now you want to connect these two cities by connecting a new project at all. So this will be called Greenfield projects. So infrastructure projects are basically of two types. One is Greenfield, one is Brownfield. So Greenfield means government have announced a new airport will be constructed in Mehboobabaad district. Suppose government announced that we are going to construct a new airport in Mehboobabaad district of Telangana. It will be Greenfield or it will be Brownfield. Do we have airport there? No. So if government is going to create a new project, then it is what? Greenfield. Now government is saying that we are going to redevelop Begumpet Airport in Hyderabad. It's a Greenfield or Brownfield? Brownfield. Why? Already infrastructure exists. You just need to redevelop it. Now suppose there is a factory, fine, owned by the government. Now government says that we want to redevelop this area from earlier it was some product factory. Now government want to create an IT park there because factory is closed. Now government want to construct a new IT park on the same land. Greenfield or Brownfield? Greenfield or Brownfield? Answer karo. See, either it will be right or it will be wrong. If it will be wrong, I will correct now. Greenfield or Brownfield? Brownfield. Why Brownfield? Because already some construction activity done. That is no more functional. And on the same land, you are going to construct a new factory. So suppose that there is a factory of refined oil. Fine. Refined oil factory has been there. Now that refined oil factory is no more functional. And you want to remove that refined oil factory and you want to construct a IT park there. Greenfield or Brownfield? Greenfield or Brownfield? It's a Brownfield project. Now there is an agricultural land. This agricultural land is going to have a new IT park. Greenfield or Brownfield? Greenfield. So when you construct a new infrastructure on existing infrastructure, it is called Brownfield. You can write it there. When you can write when an infrastructure is created When an infrastructure is created on existing infrastructure, it is called as brownfield. Whereas when project is constructed on a land where there is no existing industries, it will be called as greenfield project. Have you mentioned those names? HAM, BOT, BOOT, DBOT, DWBOT. Have you mentioned those names or not? BOT stand for Build, Operate and Transfer. BOOT stand for Build, Own, Operate and Transfer. DBOOT, Design, Build, Own, Operate and Transfer. Another is HAM, Hybrid Annuity Model. So which one is most efficient model? Hybrid Annuity Model. Fine. Now, the highway which was already there. Fine. And government want to upgrade its highway. Government want to upgrade its highway. Greenfield or brownfield? Brownfield. Now for this brownfield highway, government says that I will give this existing highway to private company, so that private company can build, operate, but toll will be collected by whom? Government. So with this toll collection, government will earn money. Yes. So this is why government have started a program called as National Monetization Pipeline. What you will do in this? You will first see the entire country where we do have such projects, where we can convert this project in more profitable way. Fine. Where we do have highways, fine, refineries, fine, steel plants. So any infrastructure we do have, we can go with what model? We can go with this model in order to develop them. Fine. But अब यहाँ पे एक problem है. There's a problem. Suppose this highway, as I said, that want to be what? That want to be expanded. Between whom? M and D. Fine. But from here, one railway track and one railway track is passing. And railway and highway department, they are having certain issues. Highway department says that go and ask railway people to talk to us. Railway people say that why we will talk to you? You should talk to me. Fine. And this department things are unnecessary delaying the things. Railway says that we can't do this. Highway says that we will not do this. You have to cooperate. And because of this inter-coordination issue, project is getting unnecessary delayed. How to solve this problem? Government came with a new idea, and that is called as PM Gati Shakti. Now what will happen in the PM Gati Shakti? In the PM Gati Shakti, all the ministries and department are going to have one meeting with Prime Minister every month. Fine. Now Prime Minister have asked all the people, come and tell me the report. Where is your highway project? sir, highway project is going well, but railway people are not supporting us. I mean, why you are not supporting? Sir, we are ready to support. They are not giving the report. Yes, why you are not giving the report? So now, in front of the Prime Minister, both ministries are going to tell their issues. And Prime Minister will order, you have to provide this and you have to provide this. By next meeting, this matter will be resolved. Otherwise, both ministers are going to be removed from their respective ministry. So India was having inter-ministerial coordination issue, and that is why many of the projects in India getting unnecessary delayed. So what PM Gati Shakti will ensure? PM Gati Shakti will ensure there should be proper inter-coordination between the ministries and department in order to execute projects on time. Understood? So what PM Gati Shakti will do? PM Gati Shakti is not a scheme to construct something. PM Gati Shakti is a way to create more effective coordination between various ministries and department, so that all the projects can be executed on given time. So from where we have started? Government project, then private sector, then PPP model. From PPP model, we went for BOT, boot, fine, DBOOT and HAM. But department-wise issues are there, and you want to convert more and more project in the monetization purpose. So you have went for what? National monetization pipeline. But you find that the national monetization pipeline is having issue of what? Inter-coordination issue among the ministries. So you have started PM Gati Shakti. Fine. So PM, Prime Minister, Gati means speed, Shakti means power. Fine. So the task is to execute government projects with precision as well as speed. And for that purpose, better coordination is required. I still remember in my hometown, that is Kanpur city in Uttar Pradesh, one highway was pending for almost 8 years. You know why? Because Railway and Highway Ministry was not agreed on it. They are saying that construct in this way. Railway says no. Initially, Railway was, we will construct on our own. You will not construct. They said, no, the way you are going to. Railway was saying that we will construct and you have to pay. Highway department said, why you are going to construct in that way? That is unnecessary cost. We can construct in more efficient manner. And for that purpose, for 10 years, that highway was being stuck. Fine. Only that portion. Otherwise, see, in India, British have went for two types of town plannings. Okay? British, when they have developed the urban areas, they went for two types of urban areas. One is administrative towns. And these administrative towns usually in the round shape. And all the industrial cities, they are in the length. So they are in the length. So for that, why the industrial cities British have developed in the length rather than in circle. So Hyderabad have ring road. Do Hyderabad have a ring road? Yes. Outer ring road is there. Fine. So ring road shows that it's an administrative city. Whereas, as I given the example of Kanpur, it's an industrial city established by the British. And they want to supply the raw material and finished good with the trains. And that is why they have developed the city in the length and connected through what? Connected through a railway network. So that factories can be connected through this railway network. Fine. So in this way, they have went for it. So those cities which are expanded in both ways, now you have to construct an overbridge crossing what? Railway. But because both departments are not agreeing, and it caused a delay of 10 years. Whereas after this hybrid annuity model, fine, hybrid annuity model and this PM Gati Shakti, the distance between two cities of Kanpur and Lucknow is somewhere around 80 kilometers. Fine? It is of 80 kilometer distance. It is of 80 kilometers. Government, we do have already one highway. Already one highway is there. But government says that that highway is not enough considering the traffic between these two cities. And with 2800 crore project, 2800 crore project, government have announced, and within 2 years, a new expressway is constructed between these two cities. Fine. And this stretch in the city, it was just how much? 4 kilometer stretch connecting two parts of the city. But that 4 kilometer stretch of overbridge have caused for 10 years. Main issue, inter-coordination issue. Whereas when a good coordination is being there, you can construct 80 kilometers expressway, 6 lanes expressway in just how much? 2 years, not exactly 2 years, 20 months. In 20 months, they have constructed. Operations are already going on. Though recently news came, a certain portion of the expressway got damaged after its opening. So toll collection is being halted. But it shows that overall how you can increase your project efficiency if you are taking certain theories of economics. Fine. So economic theories we will understand, and their application we are going to use in our subject. Understood? So this is how we are going to connect. So what I have did in this class, I told you the concept, I told you its application, and then I have given you the current example. So this is how I will take class. Conceptual understanding, its application, and its current things. This is how we are going to have our economic class. Have you understood or not? Good. And do you know that it is one of the important topic of mains examination? Infrastructure. Every year, minimum 10 marks question you will definitely find on infrastructure and models of infrastructure. So infrastructure models, I have already told you. So I just want to prove my point. Fine. What point I want to prove? Infrastructure models is considered as a typical topic where people need lot of knowledge and understanding, only then they can understand. I want to prove you, even if you have basic understanding, complete focus in the class, paying attention to the teacher's word and his way of teaching, you can learn, understand, write, and get good marks in this exam. Okay? So, believe on yourself, trust us, focus, and study. Rest things are going to be in your favor. But if you're not going to focus, if you are not consistent, then you will lose the exam. Okay? So, from today's lecture, few things. Start reading the newspaper. If you are not able to read the complete newspaper, at least read the headings. Headings. See the headings. What are the headings? So, from tomorrow onwards, I will see. You have to write 10 important headings of the newspaper every day. From tomorrow onwards, on white paper, write 10 most important headings according to you. What you feel that. I will discuss how to read the newspaper later. But by time I will come, how to read the newspaper, you should practice this. Daily 10 important news, only heading, nothing else. No need to make notes, only headings. These are the 10 important headings I'll ask you. Okay? Fine? Chalo. See you tomorrow.